is coming online now. Da-da-da. Okay, YouTube, you're live. Let's roll the intro theme. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of Tales from Tomorrow. My name is Kyle, and I will be your overseer tonight. This is our Fallout TTRPG that we stream live on Twitch and YouTube every Sunday. And if you're looking to get in on an adventure, this is the place to do it. We meet each Sunday again with our three comrades. We have Mac Raven playing her character Raven, a Mothman cultist. We have Sky playing his character Sam, who is a veteran of the old wars, now making his way through the Wasteland. And we've got Dark Knight on his character Jim, sort of the tech specialist of the group. And Jim has been out. Our schedules have just not aligned well the past couple. I've been out twice this last month, and so Jim is in a whole different part of the map right now. We're gonna get back to him, but as we left off last week, our characters Sam and Raven had started getting well, where do I even start with this brief recap? They had met a wandering trader. He brought in a swarm of bloat flies that were chasing him. He got them set up in an APC. They had already found their way into it, but it was unpowered. He happened to have a fusion core with enough juice to get it battle ready. We also need to have a little conversation that the one on screen here is not a perfect representation of the one they're in. They're actually in an extended version of it that has sort of two turret mounts on it, one active, one being something they could upgrade in the future. For some people in the group, probably the first time they're hearing of it. I think Mac and I may have had some off whatever conversations about it, where we were discussing that the pictures she sent us from a Fallout 4 mod are actually of a double-sized one, which is really neat, and I like the idea of that being in the game. So I've made a custom model for them in the future. If it needs to go back on the map, it'll appear that way. But again, it's just double length. They fought off the bloat flies. They decided to go over and work with the free radical raiders for a little bit, just to do a deal to get a fusion core. They were able to get a fusion core at a heavy discount. I think it was only 100 caps, so half off, and they got a fully charged one at that. So that means them coming back to the Red Rocket Station, they have the ability to go ahead and plug that in and take this APC on the road, whether they decide to go up north with it or wherever from there. But I will also say you've got a couple NPCs with you in that area. You've got Lena, the mechanic. You've got Tom, the robot technician. There is Chuck, the trader as well. I don't know what direction he's going off in. That hasn't been discussed or described. And I think that's kind of it. There's two Brahmin. Oh, I'm sorry. Rusty Dusty Bones, our beloved ghoul, is there as well. So, yep. Also, Protectron. You guys got a whole caravan with you, literally. A huge group. So with that, I will begin to toss it back to all of you. If you want to do a little bit of setup, tell, a little bit about your characters coming over. Is there any questions the group has before we dive in? This would be a good time for it.
I think I'm solid. I'm ready to hit the road.
Okie dokie. Well, then let's get into it. So, as you are on your way back, you're traveling. I'm going to show a quick map for a second just so people at home can see. Sorry, everybody. Let's, I've updated this too. Hopefully this is good. Yes. Okay. Okay. Previewing scene. I want to play the scene. Whoop. Our good old alchemy here. Put this up. And how do I sync this? Sync. Okay, cool. There we go. So your map has a couple more things added to it. I think you'll notice. It is a little bit bigger. some of these locations to the south are things that Raven and I have discussed that she knows of. So these are things you might all be able to regroup and put onto your maps for later times. Those are things that she's a little bit familiar about. We talked about her history and kind of lineage in the area for a little bit. So where we're picking up today is the Red Rocket Station. That's where we've got Sam's marker, Raven, and the APC, and they can take it up north to where Jim is if they'd like. And with that being said, going back into character, Sam, if you and Raven want to take it away with anything being said, by all means, the microphone is yours.
You ready to hit the road, Raven? We better get this generator back to Hope fast. Hopefully we can get everything up and moving, get some lights back.
And as you're getting into that, walk it in there with the fusion core, with Dusty, with Raven, she's about to say something too. But you do see Tom and the Protectron have effectively loaded that one generator up onto the Brahmin cart. So that is loaded in. And Lena's pretty well done. She had done a once-over on the APC for you. If you remember last week, she was kind of mucking around, checking tires and all kinds of stuff like that, just making sure it was up and running properly.
Hit the road that sound painful, okay, Sam?
It'll be a breeze. Don't worry. Lena checked to make sure there was air in the tires, so hopefully it won't be too bumpy of a ride.
And with that, Lena comes on over. She says, Sam, Raven, good to see you back. You get any fusion core on your way out there? Was it worth it?
Oh, it was worth it. I reach into my bag and pull out the fusion core that we got from the lumber mill and hand it to her.
Well, this'll do nicely. We can plug this right in the front. Shall we try it? Do you want to be the one to do the honors? Who's piloting this thing? Who actually... anyone here have skill in this? I got a little bit myself, but I don't know if I should be your pilot or not.
I can talk to you about it, but I fear that my eyes are far too bad, and I'm quite rusty on working something like this.
Me drive.
With that phrase, Rusty Bones claps you on the shoulder and says, well, you're not as rusty as me, kid. Look, one of us will be able to pilot this. Raven, you think you're the one for the job? Ever try anything this large? This thing's not a car. But I mean, it drives like one, I think. Well, okay. I think what we need to decide is, what do we do? We're going to make the safest, straightest shot back to town. So maybe we have the APC in the front of the pack, and we can have the two Brahmin follow it. My Brahmin's already loaded up with goods for Hope. Your Brahmin's loaded up with generator. Although, yeah, I think that's probably good. Instead of us trying to pull it off the one cart and put it into the back of yours. I guess the question is, how many people need to ride within? I'll be out with the Brahmin here myself. And the Protectron, we could load him up for speed. He's a little bit slow, so put him in the back of your APC. I think that would pretty well cover us. You all have any other ideas?
I can sit on the top for covering fire.
That's a good plan. And you, Chucky boy, are you coming along with us? And Chuck, who's sort of just distracted, I guess kind of already, sort of sorting through his goods, kind of making himself a little useful, just digging through scrap and all the rest around the place. He goes, yeah, I'll come back to Hope with you. I think it would be cool to see a new town, somewhere I've never been before. I've never gone further north than this, so why not? Take me along. I could use a ride within there. I came here on foot. running for my life. I'm just moving people on the map here, whoever's going where. Lena or Raven can try and drive the thing. Dusty, again, he'll sit out. He'll go outside with one or both of the Brahmin. Raven was going to type something.
I will man the big boom gun just in case.
Okay.
I shouldn't drive.
We'll have Lena drive, if that works then. I'd give you guys even more time to kind of discuss this, but just in the sake of trying to rendezvous with Jim. I am going to have you, Raven, do a perception and survival test, because you're the leader in that skill. This is only a difficulty 1 test because it's a very simple path for you all. This road is becoming more and more traveled, so. Nice, 2 successes, wonderful. You can put an AP back in your pool. I don't even know if you have room for it. Let's see. Yep, you do. Go ahead and put that in there. And then I'm gonna roll, I'm gonna roll a little thing and just see what happens. Okay. So, if you guys are good to depart, I have the numbers and metrics I need. This trip, considering that it's going to be Brahmin with carts and you got an APC, this trip, which usually takes you 12 hours, will probably take you about 8. And I'm saying that in the fact that I think these Brahmin in Fallout, they're pretty strong, so they got some giddy up to them. And again, the APC, so it's going to cut about 4 hours off your trip, and you won't get any fatigue from this type of travel either, because you're going to be nicely sitting in the back of the APC here, or gunner positions, all the rest. Is everyone good to take off? Anyone want to do any last minute scavenging or looting or grabbing of things?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. I feel like we've cleared a lot of this out.
Cool beans. Okay. Well, as you begin your travels, you guys Lena gets into the front seat. I'm going to have her roll a quick check here. I'm going to avoid my physical dice for a moment because I'm going to be a little lazy. I'm going to roll 2d20 for her. And let me see, how do I get her stats up here real quickly? Because I can't remember if she actually has piloting skill already. She was already on the map, wasn't she? Let's see, view. Lena, what do you got? She has repair. She does have 2 into her piloting skill. She does have 2. So piloting, what is actually the check for that? Let's see. Pardon me, everybody. I'm new to these. We don't do piloting very often. This is our first. So it's a perception test. So what's Lena got for her perception? She's got 2 in the 1, and her perception is a 9. So Lena needs to roll under an 11. She did. She got a 2 and a 9. So she did a great job on that. No notable piloting errors to be expected along the way. So as you begin getting everything ready, the Brahmin are all hitched up. Actually, you could probably make it a little bit lighter on the Brahmin too, if we sort of say that the generator cart maybe instead gets hitched to the back of the APC. Rusty and Chuck do a little bit of last minute shuffling there. So you got the heavy generator kind of hitched to the back of the APC. You got the other 2 Brahmin worried about Rusty Dusty Bones' cart. So that's all nicely taken care of. And you nicely pull out of here and begin on your journey up north. I'll just go flip us to that other map for just a second so people can kind of, again, see where we're going. But they've got a pretty simple path up the northern areas here. It's pretty straightforward. It's whoop. Does that do it? No, that's not the button. How do I do the sync? There we go. I need to make myself a Stream Deck control for that. So again, I'll just move the APC here for a second if I can. Operator error. Okay, So just like that, the APC begins to go up the path. All the little NPCs are going along with us. Along the way, Sam, you're outside of the thing you said. Is that right? You're riding on the top?
Yes.
Along the way, Rusty gets your attention. And I think maybe there's even a little bit of a pause along the path where people maybe get out, bathroom break, all that sort of stuff. And it's about this time that Tom's nearby and Rusty's there. He gets your ear, Sam, and he says, "Hey, when we were at the West Virginia lumber mill, I don't know if you picked up on this, Sam, but I had an idea that Raven might have. She was sort of looking around while you were making that deal, just like I was. I overheard a little bit of a conversation from some raiders there. They mentioned the point that we're about to come up to, the raiders along the path, the ones that actually come back and have been working with me at the farm. That outpost, my understanding, is they were trying to scavenge something from that area. It's something not on the road. It sounded to me like it had to do with a boat near the river. My understanding is that, just due west of the raider outpost, the encampment on the road, that there's something we might want to check out there later. You might remember, though, these guys that were stationed here were attacked by Mothman cultists, killed, slaughtered, except for the couple that came back to work with me. But they have been telling me as well back at camp that they lost a guy in power armor. So those cultists, not any kind of joke to be had. I'm wondering if it's something we might want to look into. And he's getting Tom into this conversation too. He says, I haven't been up to Hope, but from what I hear, Tom, you guys have some great water access. If there's any chance of scavenging a boat or whatever supplies are aboard it, well, that could further our trade in the area. So something to maybe think about and talk about when we get back to town. I gotta see the place, see what I'm working with. You can see that Rusty, Sam, you'd pick up on this, that typical Rusty, he has these big ambitions when it comes to what he can do to affect the world around him. He's definitely a guy that feels that he can sort of do whatever he puts his mind to. And as you've witnessed from his farm, it's fairly true, right? He has a very nice sort of posh house for the wasteland. It is nicely kept up. The interior's clean. He selected the finest of the finest old world stuff. All of his Nuka-Cola merchandise is clean and pristine. All the carpets and curtains nicely mended. So when you kind of pick up on that he's very ambitious and very gung-ho guy in that way. He's always looking to see what he can make and change. So Tom is very interested in this. He kind of goes over and he's very well listening to what Rusty's laying down.
Well, Rusty, sounds like a great opportunity, and I know that you're a man of opportunity, but from what I'm gathering from what you're saying, it sounds like if we're going to go, we better come prepared.
Bingo, Sammy boy, you're right. That's exactly it. I think we need to get back to your town, and we need to take a look around. I need to get a little settled in, rest these weary legs, and I'm just saying, I like the sound of a good scavenge, a good haul. But what you just said's true. Those guys were decently well armed, and for them to have come up against that kind of firepower, blunt force, I don't even know. But those guys were rushed in the middle of the night. And it sort of sounds like what I got from the Free Radicals was that they had wanted that haul, but, well, they lost it. So whoever's up for it, finders keepers sort of thing. I don't think they're planning on sending any guys further for that. Not looking to get eaten up, but I don't know that for sure. Again, this is just me balancing some info I got from them and from the boys back at the camp.
Well, it sounds like it could be worth it. I pull out my map and I kind of look at the river next to Hope. We could get to many different places from this river alone. I mean, and that would cut down a lot of the different things that we would have to deal with. Probably only have to deal with some mirelurks, just kind of the river-based creatures, as opposed to, whatever is out here on the land.
You're not the type of guy who believes in river monsters or anything like that, right, Sam?
I mean, look, Rusty, you were here before the war. What were we supposed to believe before then? I wouldn't have believed anything that we've come across here these days.
Funny you mention it, because before the war, there was a report of a river monster, so probably hasn't gone away or gotten any less notable. Like you say, mirelurks. And Tom sort of chimes in and goes, yeah, Rusty, we got mirelurks as far as we can see them up north. They've been pretty well behaved, and we've also been working on something. After we got in touch with Foundation, we've been trying some new, we're going to get ready for some sound systems around that keep mirelurks at bay. There's some of the guys down at Blue Ridge came up with the idea. We're one of the trading posts near Foundation. They came up with the idea of a sonic generator that keeps things at bay, as long as we tune it correctly. They said if you tune it wrong, you're gonna be a hot spot that they're all gonna pile in on you. So I don't want to do that. Rusty kind of laughs at him in return, like, definitely don't want to do that. Let's get it tuned correctly. That's why I'm here, to give you my expertise, Tom. Anything I can do for just a minor fee, I'm here to do anything I can.
And I'm glad you two were able to finally get together in the flesh.
Tom looks over at you and goes, hey, any type of ally we could take in the Wasteland, I'm all for it. The hope's been growing, and I left a little bit of a task for them before we went. Hell's Bells had been getting back on her feet, and I told her that if she wants to be getting to some work, one of the tasks to do would be, we're trying to get some warehouses stocked up, built up, trying to get this town ready for some kind of expansion. Now that we're back on Foundation's map, I think we could do it. I think that this APC is a crazy huge addition to our fortifications. The future of Hope is seeming pretty bright.
Well, and now with this generator, hopefully it'll be even brighter, buddy.
So as you all are having these conversations on the way back, I would like to pull up the new and improved version of Hope as you are all getting into town. Again, your 8-hour travel, pretty basic, no injuries, no weird monsters along the path, nice and easy, clean. Mac Raven, kind of scouting and doing the navigation through the gun turret, especially. And as you get into town, just some honorable mentions for our crew here. I'll kind of let you do some exploration with your characters, but just to say, Jim is still in. I don't know if actually you know what, we're going to ask him. Jim, where are you now? Because you've been rested up at the infirmary for a couple days. All your injuries healed. I think you had also been helping get that windmill ready on the top of the trading caravan headquarters you had set up with the gang last time. You were lending some of your aid while they were out of the town. And just, I think actually you're just waiting on a couple final parts that the crew is bringing with them. They're bringing a generator, but they're also bringing a bunch of uncommon parts that were needed for that. So where would we find Jim at this time?
Well, I'd probably be like just hanging out around the cafeteria, because I do have to wait for them to bring back the required, was it a generator?
Yeah, generator and some extra parts. You're gonna get to do a big upgrade to the town's power with all of that.
Yeah.
So Jim's over there in the cafeteria. where are main people that are coming into town? Where are all you off to? You got your APC. You're rolling through the front gates. I think Sam, maybe you give a little bit of a wave to one of those guards that's over there on the outpost tower. They had some idea you were coming back through with this. Tom had mentioned to them that was a strong possibility. So they're surprised in a healthy way, but not shocked in a violent, sort of aggressive way. Are you guys gonna park this thing?
I mean, honestly, we could run it around the side of Main Street and park it right next to that green car. It looks like a really nice spot for it. Maybe you could even, maybe you could shoot over the fence too.
Heck
if anyone
yeah.
would come through the front gate.
Sure. Absolutely. So, just to take a little bit of narrative control of this, and you guys can interrupt and interject, but so it seems that you drive it right up Main Street here. I'll follow along for people at home so they can kind of see. And probably in front of Tom's shop, maybe give it a good pause. Because, also near the trading outpost here is where we want to deliver some things. So we could say that right up and about this corner, you start emptying it out. The generator's on the back of a cart there. So Tom probably gets the attention of some of the other guards that are kind of meandering around, some other settlers that are there, and they all kind of come to and give a bit of assistance. Alfred flies outside to greet you all as well. Ah, you've all returned! How wonderful! And look at the accoutrements you're bringing! Oh, it's like the army's here to protect us once again! How wonderful! Master Sam, great to see you! And he goes up and he shakes some people's hands. He grabs it with a little pincer and gives it a brief but aggressive little shake there. Hello, Raven. Oh, you're in one piece. This is wonderful. And Lena and Tom, there's been so many calls over the radio for you. You're going to have to read through dozens of notes. I've answered everyone and said, please hold. And many of them, well, it's not a phone, so they don't always pick up later. One person sounded to be in a dire emergency. They didn't pick up after the hold. I'm sure it's fine.
It sounds like you've been keeping everything together, buddy. I'm glad to see you in one piece as well. Looks like they got you all fixed up from our last adventure.
I've never been better. By the way, the mayor is wandering around here somewhere. Maybe I could flag him down for you all, and he could give you a tour of some of the areas that Bells has been working on very hard. She's put together a bit of a lean-to. She's calling it a storehouse or a warehouse, but I don't think it's exactly ready yet, but we could see the exterior of it if you'd like to see. And he flies kind of around your APC, scanning it over, giving it a once-over. He's very enamored by that. Oh, I could also get Master Jim for you if you'd like. I think he's indulging at the cafeteria.
Actually, you read my mind there, buddy. I wanted to go and make sure that Jim was okay before we got that little tour. You know, it's been a while since we've seen him.
Well, then I'll get the mayor, and you get Jim, and then we'll all meet in the middle. What a splendid plan.
We'll see you then.
And he zips off. I don't know where the mayor kind of just wanders. He's for those that are catching up, the mayor is a protectron with a specific program that he is... He's a Vault-Tec installed program in there that's basically unspooling itself slowly over time. And the mayor's got all these different schematics and blueprints and just all these different algorithms and such, planning mechanisms, if you will, for running towns. He's basically an open interface for that. They had used a protectron they met very early on in the campaign, who was sort of a welcoming protectron, and now he's got a new job. Okay, so with that little background out of the way, he goes off for the mayor, and it looks like we've got Sam heading over to meet up with Jim here in the cafeteria. I'll let you guys chat.
I walk into the cafeteria and I see Jim standing there. I walk up to him and I embrace him. I give him a big old hug and I say, Jim, I'm so glad to see that you're doing okay. Because at this moment, he doesn't really know all the things that we've been through here these last few dozens of hours or so. And I finally feel like we're like good, that we can kind of rest easy for the time being.
Oh my God, it's good to see you guys. What have you been up to out there?
It's been a lot, pal. We went out to this Red Rocky station, we got that APC, went and paid a visit back to Modus in order to try to figure out some of the stuff that's been going on here with that pink stuff, but that was a bit of a dead end. I was able to get a microscope though, so hopefully we'll be able to bring that back to Jacob, see if he's got any ideas. But dealt with a whole bunch of bloat flies. That was quite the disaster. Met some raiders. Went over to the lumber mill, got a fusion core, met all the raiders there. They're pretty fine folk there. We'll probably pay them a visit at some point, but it's been quite eventful here recently.
Wow. I mean, on the one hand, I'm glad I wasn't out there, but on the other hand, I wish I was kind of out there helping you guys out with everything.
Oh, no worries. I'm glad that you're back in, one piece. It looks like, you're doing your arms better, your legs better. I'm just happy to see you walking around again.
Yeah, I mean, it took a few days of just being in and out of consciousness for things to get back to normal.
Well, hopefully, a lot of other things are going to get back to normal around here.
Well, at least if you can tell me you got that generator, we can get that all set up and get things rolling around here.
Oh, absolutely. We got that and more. You'll have to come check out everything that we brought back.
Oh,
we even brought back a new face for you.
Oh, wow.
Sam.
Jim, you're alive. I guess I won't get to eat you this time.
Well, look, listen, if I ever have a missing limb or some sort of amputation, you can have the body part needed if you want.
Sam, you might remember that you have a magazine I think you were going to give to Jim. I don't know if it's on Raven's character or not, but you guys had found one that had some special perk for him. I don't know if you guys want to do that now or not, but I just wanted to remind you.
I got you some reading material as well, buddy. Here you go. And I hand him the magazine. It's a science magazine.
Oh, that's really neat. Thanks.
I have above table. I have it saved somewhere. I just need to find it.
Yeah. A very above table for Jim. The magazine, to my recollection, if you fail a... Actually, let's see. Is this the page? Hold on, because it'd be better if I just read it. It's not the Big Book of Science, is it?
It's a Programmer's Digest.
Yeah. Is that in this book? This is a special one for Jim. Programmer's Digest. What? Ooh. Right, this is something I don't actually have uploaded. So let's see. Is it in this one? Is it in this one? Programmer. We'll find it for you later. But either way, it's one of the ones that I think it has to do with if you fail opening a computer, hacking a terminal, that you might get another chance at it, something like that. We'll get you the formal details. But, I'm finding it. Programmer's Digest. And you get to learn a perk from it, Jim. If you ever want, it's some of these magazines offer you the ability to take a perk whenever you've leveled up. So here we go. The magazine named Computer Aficionados, discussing programming languages, encryption and decryption techniques, and the latest software. The perk here is that once you fail a science test to hack into a computer terminal and would typically be locked out, prevented from trying again, you can choose not to be locked out, allowing you to make another attempt. So that's what the magazine does. It gives you a whole other attempt instead of being locked out to break in. If you learn this perk, you may do this whenever you're locked out of a computer. So once you read the book, Jim, at your next level up, you could take this as a perk. So you get to use the magazine once, and then as of that time that you've ingested the magazine, when you next level up, you could take that as a specific perk that will always stick with Jim. It's kind of a cool thing about magazines in this game. I don't know if that makes sense how I worded it, but it's just to say that at your next level up, you would be able to use that. And there's a rule that, like, if you don't take it during your next level up, then you'd have to find the magazine one more time in the wild and then do the process. So it's a sort of a one-time when the stars align sort of thing. But it's a pretty powerful perk, because then perpetually onwards, you'll always be able to get a whole second attempt to hack through computers. Really good if you like that stuff. And you have been the guy to do a bunch of the hacking, so that is definitely a magazine for Jim. With that conversation being had, Lena comes over too and says, "Oh, Jim, you're gonna love it. You gotta see the APC. That armored personnel carrier is a beaut. In fact, on our way up here, we were already doing some mapping in the back of it. There was a nice map of the Appalachia region in the hold of it. So we were all adding, well, some areas that we know about. Raven was telling us about a little bit about her area, where she's from, down south. She might have some of the best eyes on the region most recently. Rusty's been telling us that there's some kind of great treasure on the Ohio riverbanks just waiting for us to collect it, but he said it's a hell of a fight by the sounds of it. So I don't know if that's something we want to do today, but we could. He said it was a little bit urgent. It might be a town hall meeting even at the rate we're going. Maybe Tom will see if there's any other volunteers that want to go with you. He was making it sound like it would need to be a full-on assault on the place, so I don't know how we're feeling. But you're looking a lot better, Jim. I'm glad to see you're not so busted up.
We also got those cultists on the west side of the Ohio Bridge. I don't know what they're up to, but, you know, could be friendly, could not be.
Yeah, you mentioned you might want to bring them back here.
That's what I'm hoping. Maybe, you know, maybe we can get them out of the ways of the orb and get some extra hands around here.
What do you think the orb is? You think they really have a device to see the future or the past or whatever? Fate?
Truth be told, in this wasteland, who knows what it could be, and who knows if they're telling the truth or not. Nothing would surprise me these days.
Well, I know there's a lot of upgrading to be done around here. This place, the Structure of Hope, but also that APC's got some room for us to add some upgrades to it as well. Jacob's going to want to see that microscope. He's probably got a hefty reward for you for bringing that back here as well, so make sure you talk to him. What do you guys say? You about ready to head over and see the next coming of Hope? I'm excited to see what they did too.
I'm interested in seeing Mayor Smiles' little tour here.
I like that name for him.
An orb that is silly, only the Mothman is real, Sam.
Wow.
I mean, from what we've seen, I'm inclined to believe what you're saying with the Mothman. I'm ready to take this tour, though.
You guys can go on over, set yourselves up. They're all gathered there as well. I'm putting Rusty on the map for us, and I'll move the audience over so you can see it. Okay. Is Rusty appearing yet?
I will make a believe out Sam yet.
So as you head over back up the street, you're right in front of the church. Let's see that for people that are here. This is sort of the central church, very Appalachia region, very much at the center of the town, right off of Main Street. And our fellow players here had recently decided to build this beautiful little trader shack. It's a caravan outpost, I believe is the name for it technically. And that allows them to draw traders to the town over time. While you get up here, you can also see that Rusty's getting himself a little settled in over there too. That we could say that Brahmin there is actually his pack Brahmin. And maybe with the help of some of the police protectrons, they're helping to unload some of the things from it. So he's actually putting stuff into the trading area. That means you will all have access to do new trading in the town, should you want to do that today. I don't know that you got many caps left after your latest expenditures, but anyway, it is there, and he's doing that. As you come up upon this, you can see the mayor protectron, which they have given a wonderful little mayor's hat. He's got a nice little top hat on, and he goes, "Welcome to the town, everybody. I am here to show you around." And he kind of does it in this very bad sing-songy voice, very, very not fleshed out jingle as you go up to him. And you see Tom again. He's got that. They've unhitched the generator. They're moving bits of that into probably with some of the construction workers. They're getting some extra bits hooked up with the windmill and putting some of those generator parts with their other small generator they have in town. He goes, "Jim, great to see you. The mayor here. I don't know how he's doing and holding up. Jingles like this sound a little half-cooked, but he's going to take us around. It seems like hell's bells. She's got a little project to show us down the street. So if you all want to, I'm not going to move every token, of course, but you guys can move your own. And I've got some little issues there with my map, but here we go. As you get up this way, this is right outside of where the gates had been before. You can see that they're starting to sort of occupy a little bit more of the town. The people have stretched out a little bit further from the walls. And Hell's Bells is over here overseeing a construction crew. Just to give all of you a heads up, this is sort of an above board thing. There are a couple buildings in this town that are not fully fleshed out, the interiors. Some of them are kind of waiting for events or activation. But if it has what we're going to just call one of those asphalt roofs on the top of it, you can't go into the building yet. There's going to be a couple of those maybe that you cannot yet explore, but you'll know that in the next week or two that will come available to you. So you come up, you see Hell's Bells. She looks over her shoulder, goes, "Oh, that Protectron. Oh, okay. Sam, Jim, Tom, how you doing, everybody? Welcome. Good to see you. Long time no see. How's everyone feeling? You come back from your journey okay?"
I'm feeling fine. How are you feeling? You're looking a lot better.
A couple days of rest have done me well, and just get back into the swing of things here. I was told by the mayor, the wonderful, wonderful mayor, that he said we need more space for our belongings, and he's not wrong. We were held up in the church, which was pretty well under attack, and our other storeroom was getting much smaller. Now that you guys are bringing back heavy equipment, well, it seemed like we might be able to at least test our hands at getting some other buildings set up. You kind of all got us back on the track with that, setting up the trader outpost. Maybe gave us a little motivation.
Oh, that's very exciting. I just can't wait to see this little town continue to grow and grow.
There was some talk that's already passed by me saying to get started on a little bit of a dock project here. And we already are sort of working by the water. This town used to have a dock in this part. We got just what's left of it now, this little small broken bridge of sorts, but it's a little bit foreign to me, I can't lie. I'm not used to seeing projects like this come together so quickly, but I guess that's sort of the magic of the Appalachia area, isn't it? After gold was found in the hills here, well, it seems like magic does happen in these parts.
With enough motivated workers, you can get just about anything done, I'd say.
And the mayor goes, "This has been a wonderful project for Hell's Bells. She has been a diligent worker." He just continues to waddle along. He gives, of course, like any Protectron, that blank stare where he has no eyes. So he just, you can't really tell when he's actually observing you or not. But he goes over to the door and, you know, kind of watches the workers. And you can actually see him. He kind of like scolds one of them too. Not like in a mean way, but he's just like, "You need to be careful of falling debris." And just actually a minute or so after he kind of says that to the worker, some paneling does slide off of the roof. Nothing major, no one's hurt. But the guy was kind of laughing off the mayor, being like, "Yeah, whatever. What do you know, Protectron?" Gives him one of those scoffs. And, you know, then like a board just falls off of the side of it. Hell's Bells goes, "Well, we are all getting our land legs back, so to speak. We're figuring it out one step at a time, trying not to get hit by any boards. It would be the nice success for the day." Bob, you need to do better with that. Careful. Don't give the mayor any more reason to supervise us today. I'm not in the mood.
I let out like a little chuckle and I tell her jokingly, "Hey, any more kudos, you might end up on city council."
Well, that wouldn't be the worst of it. You know, honestly, now that we're a little bit moved out of the church, we could actually start to use that for some town hall meetings. Like, we were trying to do that before. The cafeteria was a better place, it seemed, but we might be able to get some real established government going on here for once to actually carry out the will of the people. And, we're also looking at maybe a building here to be turned into, a little bit of an office of sorts. Maybe manage some of the come-ins and go-ins of town. Above board, there is a building called an office. And we'll have to look into the rules exactly what it does, but it does give you some kind of like stability to the town. And maybe it gives some other little like passive perks here or there. So they're kind of working on just getting a couple buildings set up. And, you know, as the mayor is kind of waddling around, she goes, "You know, one of the buildings we have not hit up yet is there's a post office here in town. I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing that at all, but there is a post office. We haven't gone through and cleared it yet. Rumor has it there's some odd noises coming out of there on occasion, so I have not been super inclined to barge in. But well, maybe that's something for you guys today, tomorrow, the next day. I don't think it's going anywhere. But on the other side of town, sorry, Mayor, I'm cutting you off here in your little bit of a tour. We could go down that way together. But we have had some scouts kind of go. This would be north, by the way, going up the river here. So the right-hand side of the map is north, and then you guys are on the southern side of town. She goes, up in that way, we've actually started using the cemetery that's just right outside the walls to put to rest some of the bodies that you all have uncovered from these buildings. It's been a little bit of, well, let's just say it's as ceremonious as we can afford in these times. We've sort of been double graving them, you know, putting some extra bodies in there with the family graves where we could find them. Some of them we could ID with their stuff. The rest, well, better than them just sitting around decomposing and turning into dust in some random building that they don't belong.
It's a mighty kind gesture. A lot better than a lot of these other poor, sorry souls in the wasteland will have.
Tom goes, yeah, you could say that again. This place is really coming together with your guys' help. Having Foundation back in touch is making all the difference. And once we get this windmill completed, and I know Jim will be on that right now. I'm sure he's raring to go looking at those pieces. Jim, I don't know if your character maybe has some of those things. He's, you know, kind of looking through some of the odds and ends that they brought back. They really raided a Red Rocket station, so a lot of techie bits and bobs, pieces, components. You know, they brought back fuel tanks and some other stuff. So I imagine Jim, as he's following along with the crew here, is probably playing with a couple gizmos and gadgets that they have. But I think Jim will get that up with us. The construction crews are almost done, just waiting on those last little bits. The world's your oyster again. But I gotta say, hey, you know, I already stopped by my shop with the three of you right here. I want to go ahead and pass this along. He hands out a bag of caps to the three of you, each with 200 caps in it each. He goes, it might look like a lot, but I know money goes fast in the Wasteland, and you guys are out there doing the most for us, so we've got a bit of a stockpile for times like this and for people doing the right stuff. So do as thou wilt with all this. Just don't spend it all in one place. Or buy a bunch of fusion cores, actually.
Oh, for sure, it's mighty appreciated. We got a good deal on that last one, but I don't foresee us getting a good deal on any more.
Man, with that silver tongue of yours, Sam, just keep going. Just keep trying. Get those offers where you can.
Trying my best. Hopefully, won't end up with a gun pointed at my head because I get offended. We'll see.
Well, amen to that. Okay, Mayor, where are you taking us to next? The mayor goes, well, we have just seen the warehouse and what has been remaining of the docks. Next, on our tour, we can go to the graveyard. And based on your conversation there, he starts taking you down this side of the street. I'm going to zip our audience over so they can see. And this is a little bit of a reveal for all of you here, that right outside of this gate, we now have a bit of a cemetery built out. So as you kind of walk down the streets, this is past the barricades that you helped build out before, too. You guys had assisted in right where the Protectron's standing. You had secured that on your first day in the town. You worked with the townspeople to put on again, barricade ramps, things like that. That's where Mirelurks had come through a bit too, kind of mended a bit of the fences over here. And the mayor, as he's walking you through, goes, up ahead is a water filtration system. And, oops, maybe I don't want to reveal it all at once, but there is a building here that is the water filtration system at the very end of the street. And then there's also two other buildings that are pretty nondescript from the exterior. If there's been signs on them before, they have fallen down, and that's something you can explore at maybe a later time. But as Tom's going through, he goes, they've done a mighty fine job on the cemetery here. It is looking a lot nicer than it did a few days ago. So it seems when I leave town, people do get things done. We got a good reliable crew here.
I'm so proud of everyone here. I'm super proud of what everyone's been able to accomplish. Really fills the soul with the spirit, you know. You don't see much of this around here anymore.
Well, I second it. And like I said, I mean, I'm a broken record, I'll admit. Everyone's kind of said it, but I think we're all a little aghast at how quickly it all's come together. It's like having you all come through is sort of saving grace for us, that we were on the brink of collapse with everyone leaving, and well, this town was just about to fall apart at the seams, but you all, from bringing us this Protectron, who's now the mayor, to getting us some police Protectrons to keep the place extra safe, to now bringing back an APC, which could have some mighty fine, decisive victories for us in the future. I mean, having a vehicle really puts us in a league of our own. I'm not going to lie. That thing is a hell of a benefit. I don't even think I'm in understanding how well. But if we could start fabricating some ammunition for you all, that could be especially good.
Well, I'm wondering if we could find a way to start producing some things that we could end up selling to make some money for the town.
Oh, that's a mighty fine idea, Jim. Is there anything you're thinking of already?
Well, you were talking about ammunition, and I think if we run an ammunition depot around here, I'm sure we can get some buyers, because ammunition is a very in-demand product right now.
Well, and he goes over and he's kind of looking at these two buildings here. He says, I haven't been in either of these myself, but kind of looking at the way the town's set up, these are probably industrial on the inside. They're right off of Main Street, well, by 2 blocks. So this is potentially some sort of factory in there, but you might be able to reformat that, turn it into something good. We just have to figure out what you want to make, what tools we need to tool it, and we could do things on a small scale too, for starters. We got some extra hands around here, so the more people you bring back too, the better. I heard hearing Sam talk about cultists that might be able to be swayed. We maybe need a little less of the spirits and a little bit more of the hands-on labor, but maybe they could help us out.
I would think that at some point or another would be a very interesting concept to see about building us a little chemistry station somewhere and start making our own medications that we could sell as well.
Oh, well, that would be great. He's kind of jotting some things down in his notes. Maybe I should jot some things down in my notes.
I was thinking the same thing, Jim. We got a town doctor already. I could help Jacob get some basics down. We could work together, try to get something up and running.
And what wouldn't be too much of a bad idea is trying to see about getting this town listed on the maps as an official trade spot on the trail,
That's true. I've been hearing a lot of talk of this Diamond Ridge Caravan Company.
Oh, you mean Blue Ridge, or
Yeah, Blue Ridge. No, Blue Ridge. That's my mistake.
Well, it's easy to do. I wasn't sure if there's another one coming through, but Blue Ridge has been expanding. That's what we've heard from Foundation. They're taking up more milepost markers along the way. Really like to hunker in any sort of tunnel. It makes a lot of sense if you ask me. They get a entrance and exit on both sides of a mountain, and they get to stick in the center themselves. Pretty well defended. Hey, this is a really off-topic question, but in some of our travels back and forth and the debriefings we've had, you mentioned there's even a whole grotto that you guys found that had pristine, untouched life in it. Is that right?
Oh yeah, it was incredible.
Well, that might not be a bad idea to think about as some sort of backup in the future, just in case we ever need. I don't mean to get ahead of myself, but I'm just thinking if we got more foot traffic here, we're going to need to get some more food going. If Rusty's right, though, that we could get ourselves some kind of boat, that could be a hell of an asset. You mentioned the river there. It's true. That thing goes north and south quite a ways, and it's wide enough for travel and boats. Foundation mentioned that they want to get rail lines up and running, but that, to me, sounds a bit crazy. I imagine they're going to need a hell of a lot of power, electricity, that is, and they're looking at using protectrons or some other kind of fabrication tools, an automated robot crew to be manning those lines. So I'm guessing that means they're going to need actual protectrons, reformatted ones, maybe from Robco facilities. I'm not too certain on that yet.
Now that you mention it too, that grotto wouldn't be a terrible idea to build an outpost or even a bug out location in case, things go a bit haywire here. Might be able to have a good evacuation point for everyone here. The cave system was pretty enormous. We didn't even explore all of it, so who knows how big it is.
And you mentioned that, if it was sustaining some amount of life, I wonder, could we actually grow crops in a place like that? Is that I think your bug out location's spot on. We're going to put our back into building this town. I'm not looking to abandon it, but I'm just thinking that the more people we get here, the bigger of a footprint we're going to make. Jim's right to get us listed on a map. That's I agree. But I also am thinking that if we're listed on a map and we've got a lot of foot traffic, we got a lot of travel, are we going to be a beacon to more than just traders and travelers, but to raiders or super mutants or, God forbid, anything worse?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, that's why we got to get our everybody that's here now trained and equipped to handle such a threat.
That's a good idea, Jim. That's a good idea.
I don't disagree, but you never know what kind of threats could come. You've seen these people in this power armor, or these walking tin men. I heard tales of some sort of brotherhood.
Brotherhood of Steel, you're probably talking about. Last I heard, they're posted up in Fort Atlas Observatory. There's a long story to them in this region. Some of them set up right after the war, got wiped out. New wave came through. They're seeming to be a little bit set up, but they're, last I heard, they're a bit of sort of breakaways a bit from the main crew. Whatever shape they take these days, I don't know.
All I've really heard about them is that they really like old war tech, and we got a big piece of old war tech parked right out on front, which makes me scared a little bit. If we're gonna start bringing a lot of this stuff back, people are gonna get their eyes on it.
Oh, you're damn right, Sam. That makes me think. I mean, should we be looking? We should get a tarp over that thing. We should park it out front when we're done with it, and we should put a tarp over it. Get it nice and hunkered in at the wall, so that all we need to do is like slide a cover off, sort of like a ghillie suit type of thing. Make it look all moss-like or like brush. That way, if they sometimes fly, we haven't had much flight over here, but I hear they're big into their vertibirds.
Throw some scrap wood and metal around it. That wouldn't be a terrible idea.
Sam, did you or Raven get a chance to what am I trying to say? Did you get a chance to really look into that whole thing and detail it out? Because those military equipment vehicles and such usually come with some sort of either like a radio antenna or like some sort of like a small scale like radar system. And I'm wondering, because like that would be handy, like to detect either moving targets or even just chatter in the radios, and making sure that if we got these Brotherhood guys coming and flying around, that we're aware that they're coming.
Funny you should mention that. We actually did find out that there was a radio on there. We weren't able to mess with it at the time because there just wasn't enough power going to it. But with your tech whiz, you might be able to get into some encrypted channels.
Yeah, I could. I'd have to tune it to the right frequencies, but I'm sure I can get into the channels. We would just need to look into finding somebody along the way that can decrypt the messages that are being transferred over.
Good thoughts to have in the back of the mind, for sure.
Tom's listening to that very, very intently. He goes, exactly what Sam said. Lena actually got to poking around in it a bit as well. She mentioned that it's just got some very minor burnout components to it. Nothing bad, nothing irreparable, but probably due to the heat wave and the blast and all the excess radiation was pretty toasted on that front. But I think if we stop into Terry's shop, stop into my place, Jim, I think we could get that thing working in no time. We're back on the map here well enough. Two things. We're back on the radar map we can send signals, of course, to be relayed through Modis's tower, and he's allowing that for now. But I would like to get us some sort of beacon here as well. That doesn't need to be overnight, but it's something to keep eyes out for when you're going to future places that maybe you could, again, keep your eyes open for radio tech, antennas, transceivers, really anything that we could use to amplify our own signal. If you guys are out, if we could get the radio working in that thing, having back and forth communication would be key. But I will say, some of those old ones, Lena was saying, some of those ones you got to park it and actually take out the antenna physically and kind of mount up on the roof to be sending long-range signals. So a little bit hard sometimes to be on the go and communicating, though maybe you could if the path is clear enough. Just don't hit any low-hanging tree branches with your antenna. You're going for a backwards ride.
That sounds really, really solid. And I mean, who knows what we might find in this wasteland. We might be able to find something to make it a little bit more modular.
I think there's a lot of room for that. You see that one mount on the back of it? Sort of looks like we could, if you ever find a second turret, we could do that. That'd be a pretty cool little adjustment we could make to it.
Definitely.
Pardon me for just 1 second, Sam. I just want to say a thank you to Hazemaker for doing the resub in chat. Thank you so much for doing that. I want to give you guys time. I don't want to rush this conversation out the door, but it is time for us to take a break, a 10-minute break. So if you two want to have any extra thoughts and say things, I really encourage it. Loving the role play tonight. If you also want your characters to kind of split off here, though, while we take a break, I think Tom would be saying, you know, this is a really good idea. Jim, I think you just probably ate right before you found Sam, but maybe Sam and Raven need to go over and get some grub. You could go over, Jim, if you want to either poke at the APC, or I'd like you to get the last touches on that windmill, actually. Please, if you got those parts, those last few gizmos.
Yeah, Sam, do you, where'd you end up putting that generator?
Should still be, it was on the Brahmin, I believe.
Okay, I'll go take a look at that and see about hooking it all together.
Yeah,
I want to ask something.
Okay. Yeah.
I just wanted to ask Mayor Smile if he had the time.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, the time of day? Sorry?
Yes, yeah, within the game.
Sorry.
Just to, you know, kind of plan out what we could do today.
That's a great question. Where the hell are we? We said it took 8 hours to get back. I think this was a trip that you guys already did midway through the day. I think it's actually evening now. It is probably evening as this is all going on. We'll say, you know, we're at the end of summer going into fall. So it's just at that segment of the year where it's starting to get a little dark out early. You know, it's, again, probably like 8, 9 o'clock at night. Visibility is going down a bit, but you do have a little bit of the where the APC is where there's activity and lights and things like that. And honestly, if Jim gets the windmill kind of set up here and, you know, start charging up some batteries in this spot, you guys could probably get even more lights on throughout the streets and be able to do more later into the night. But again, it is probably a good time for people to, like, get their food. And you guys probably do want to do a sleep here fairly soon. I mean, just to do your whole day rest over. But there's plenty of time, again, if people want to do stuff before they go to sleep. This is not like you're going to turn into a pumpkin at a certain time. But your characters are probably fairly fatigued. I mean, generally speaking. Not mechanically, but generally.
All right, sweet. With that, I will just head over to Jacob's before the break starts.
Okay, so you're off on your way to Jacob's. Raven, what are you doing while we go on break? If your character needs to do anything, again, you could go foraging. I know Raven's big into that. You could help, you know, forage. You could help really anything you want to do. If there's other things you wanted to do, workbenches, Jim's doing his stuff to take care of the windmill. You know, Jim, I'm going to give you as well on the way back, just so you're mentally prepared to do this. You can do a roll to fix this. It's a very easy thing, but it's just to generate AP. I'll leave that as an open thing for you all too, so you can metagame here if you want. You have 5 AP in the pool, so I don't care what order we do these rolls in, but I just want to put it out this way. Jim, you're going to maybe want to spend some of your AP to fix that radio in the APC. So, so just as a thought, if you want to do them almost in a reverse order here, like that you and Lena could do some fixing of the APC. You know, you're handing off those parts to the construction guys. They're kind of working it into the rig, you know, doing sort of the heavy lifting of getting this stuff up onto the roof and all the rest. So if we want to come back and you want to roll on the radio first, and then, you know, if you do spend AP, then you can always get it back. Because what you're going to do when it comes to installing the windmill is it'll be a difficulty 0 test, so there's no chance of failure. You could have a complication, but there's, you know, it will succeed. And for the higher you do in those successes, the more just AP you'll pull back to your pool. So that's the tease. Raven says she's heading to dinner, grabbing some food. Okay. Okay, gang. Well, it has been a wonderful first hour of tonight's game. Let's go ahead and take a 10-minute AFK break. Everyone in chat, thank you for being here. I do want to shout out, before we do that, a massive thank you to everyone that takes the time to like, comment, and subscribe over on YouTube. I know it's silly and it's very cliche, everyone says it, but it means the world. It really does decide for the algorithm whether they boost us or not. So even if you're someone that just leaves nice video, you know, good content, whatever sort of comment you want to leave a funny about one of the characters. Tell us who you like the most, like what sort of NPC you enjoy the most. Just leave any sort of comment. It gives us a boost. I will also say we get a discount code, being a Bethesda brand ambassador. And it's kind of a word. It's a jargony word. Anyway, the point is, they gave us the code BTAIL6 and BTAIL7 this week if you want to get 20% off the Bethesda Gear Shop. We get a kickback, and a pretty substantial one at that. So thank you for keeping my lights on and my ability to stream and do all of this stuff. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, and I thank my players immensely. So we're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll be back with about roughly 2 hours more content coming at you. We'll see what the gang decides to do next. Really nice theme music to lead out on, too, if you ask me. Okay. Where's my BRB? Here we go. Whoop.
The trip will be fine in my Rocket 69. Rocket 69, Rocket 69.
Our American way of life. Isn't it grand? Peace, freedom, and bacon and eggs. Seems perfect. But what if it's not? Friends, your future may not be as secure as you think. Where will you be when the atomic bombs fall? You can secure your family's future by reserving a spot in a state-of-the-art underground vault from Vault-Tec. That's right, Bob. Act now, and your family can wait out the horrors of nuclear devastation. And Doris, the vault will have all the amenities of your modern-day home, and it's attractive. And Sally, in the vault, you might meet that special someone, just as you would on the surface. And in a few short years, you and your fellow vault dwellers will repopulate our great country. And Billy, you'll have lots of swell kids to play with. Reserve your family spot in a state-of-the-art underground vault today. Sign up now and prepare for the future.
where you go. Man, she's anything but calm. Regular pint-size Adam. Mushrooms me right up on a cloud. She's just the way I want her to be. A million times hotter than TNT.
Here we are, son, our nation's capital.
There's nothing to do here. I'm bored.
Nothing to do? Why, there's not a foot of this town that isn't packed with heroes and history. It's not called the capital for nothing. Right, Tom?
That's right, Abe. In fact, every year, millions of tourists come to enjoy our beautiful nature and advanced technology. Right, George?
Ah, yes, we've seen so much over the years, and there's more to come. But one thing's for sure, we'll always be here, no matter what happens.
Wow, Dad, I guess there really is a lot to see here.
Glad you changed your mind. Let's go see what we can see.
How about you? Are you ready to see what you can see? We're waiting. Explore the nation's capital.
Traffic is terrible and getting worse every day. Go Metro. Avoid pollution, congestion. It's the smart way. Remember, on Sundays, everyone rides free. And now, meet the Metro Protectron.
Tickets, please.
Metro's newest answer to your commuting calamity.
Tickets, please.
He's programmed for speed, efficiency, and friendliness.
Good morning. It's a great day.
See why the Metro Protectron makes your commute faster and safer.
Tickets, please.
Vault-Tec presents Growing, Growing, Growing Up. You're growing up. And other things are changing too. You know what that means. Pip-Boy 3000. Part of your life. With Pip-Boy, all life's answers are in sight.
Pip-Boy 3000, part of your life. Pip-Boy 3000, part of your life. With Pip-Boy, all life's answers are in sight. That's right.
You will emerge. Today's episode, Being a Better You. In life, we must each deal with the hand we are dealt, performing our assigned role to the best of our capacity. But after total atomic annihilation, you may find the hand you were dealt has been reshuffled. Yes, gone are the simple days of yesteryear. Now the common workman must also be a covert operative. The farmer, a master of the martial arts. The ice cream man, a nuclear physicist. How will you make sense of it all? Simple. Turn to your official Vault-Tec training materials. With these powerful tools in hand, you'll learn to make the most of your natural abilities and better understand what makes you special. Use them to be the best you can be, or someone even better. Your survival depends on it. With your future secure, share your newfound knowledge with others for great benefit. But remember, there's power in diversity. sometimes who we are isn't a choice at all. In fact, at a particular point in your young life, you may notice that your body has begun going through certain unfamiliar changes. No, it's not puberty, it's mutation. Thanks to our old pal radiation, your DNA has become more interesting. See here? You've now gained the unique abilities of a marsupial in exchange for a mild neurological impairment. Now you've learned how to be a better you. You are completely prepared to achieve your full potential in the role of your choosing. As a hand-picked resident of Vault 76, it is your duty to carefully review your Vault-Tec provided films yearly to fully prepare for the day when you will emerge.
Aw, how lovely. I'm going to bring it back on that one. Whoop. I'll bring it to this screen for a moment. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. We are going to dive back into our game. I don't know how many of our people we have back. Sam, Jim, Raven. Do I have all three of you? We'll see. Raven says, oh, hello. Sorry. One more time. My thing was muted for you guys. Hello?
I'm here.
Okay. We got Jim. We got Raven.
Hello.
We may have an AFK Sam still, and that's okay. I started us back a little bit early.
Mac, did you end up getting mac and cheese for dinner?
I ate Sam.
Oh, okay.
Wow. That's no good. Do not be eating Sam. We don't need that. While we're waiting for our player to get back here, I'm looking up at the... Oh my gosh! They have, for $171, a massive Mirelurk Queen. I'm gonna maybe put this in chat if I can find the thing. There we go. Whoop. That is crazy. It comes with a Mirelurk Queen, a Fog Crawler, there's a regular Mirelurk, a Mirelurk Hunter, hatchlings, and eggs. That's an awesome pack. The Mirelurk bundle. Dang. Hello, Sam. Welcome back.
Funnily, before we started, I got an email from Bethesda saying that if you buy a Pip-Boy, you get another Fallout, or like any Bethesda item, I guess, 50% off.
That is true. That is true. I added it to my cart, and yeah, I guess it's only one other item. I was hoping it might take all the other items. I considered buying it with that in mind, but it only saved me like $10 on one item or something like that extra, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
Feel like you got to buy another high-price item to make it worth it.
Yeah, I wonder if it'd work, even though that sign's already discounted. They've got the Nuka World map that like sings and lights up and all that cool stuff, and that's already half off. It's like $90 instead of $170 or something like that, and that might, yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of money. That Pip-Boy seems really cool, though. Yeah. Well, if everyone's here, and it sounds like you are, we could dive back into it if we want to pick up where we had just left off. Raven, you're welcome to type, by the way. Go ahead and say what you got to say. But Raven's character had just gone off to eat in game. So she'll have, you know, her food and stuff taken care of. Jim and Sam are in the same boat. Jim, you're over with the APC. You're over with the generator, getting the windmill back online. I'd say it's probably about that time that Lena makes her way up there. And I think another thing, you'd notice that as, Rusty is available, he's just been unloading things off the Brahmin, as I mentioned before, with the help of some of the police protectrons. And, I mean, the guys are kind of working over top of the shop. It's dark out, getting pretty hard to see unless you're in a lit area. And, There's already a bit of a line. Like some people are lining up here in front of the shop. They're chatting with Rusty Dusty Bones, seeing what goods he has. I don't know if it'd be right now, but at some point, him and Terry are definitely going to get together and be talking about plans of like what the town needs and all the rest. So, Jim, if you want to go ahead and proceed to do any of the radio work with Lena, you could definitely do that, or you could do whatever your heart desires.
Okay.
What are you off to? Fix it up?
I was gonna do the windmill.
Okay. Just as I will just advise, you're welcome to, again, whatever order you want. Windmill's going to be the one that will generate AP. Radio's the one that's going to need AP. So I'll just...
then I'll just... I see what you mean. I'll do it the other way.
Yeah, and it's just for the sake of your maximizing your AP pool. You'll generate a lot off the windmill. Maybe I'm metagaming by telling you that, but it's just to be fair to you, so you're not surprised. You'd probably see Lena, back of the APC open, and I'm not sure, Jim, if you've seen kind of those pictures recently of the interior that Raven had taken for us. I'll put this back into chat, though, this link, and you can go check that out, see what it looks like on the interior. Maybe I can pull it up for people back home. Let's see if I can do that for you all quickly. Okay, so
I was there when Raven was showing off the interior of the APC.
Then you know all about it.
Yes.
For people at home, the APC, you open it through a back hatch. This rolls down or slides down, folds down as a ramp. And as you go into the interior, it sort of looks like something like this. There's a corridor that goes through. There's lockers on the one side. There's some rope rigging, net rigging there. And up towards the very front of it, you can see it like right behind me here. There is the sort of driver's seat to it. A better picture here. It's got some cameras for the outside. One person sitting center terminal here. Flipping back a couple slides. This one, that is right next to the driver's seat. This is the fusion core power system that is right next to the front. You can kind of just see it. It's right off to the side here, probably like right where my finger would be there. And so that now has a fully charged new fusion core in it. You can kind of see right next to it, there's seating and lights. There's this is the opposite side of it, seating and lights, first aid kit and things in there. They've got, I mentioned a map before, so they've got a map of Appalachia that the soldiers from past had probably put up there, calendar and the rest. And you got, just some knickknacks and all this kind of stuff sitting around. You can actually see there's already some radio equipment there. So, parts of that stuff are still working. And that's what you guys are going to try and fix up here in just a minute. So, actually, that's a really good visual and theirs is actually a double length APC. I might have a picture of it in here. Yeah, this. So, theirs is doubly long. That's something it took us a little extra to pick up on. That this has space for a second turret. It's just that it's sort of a hollow turret up there right now. It's one of those just placeholder caps, but that could be expanded upon in the future if they want to double rig it up. But for right now, you guys are probably working on some of this kind of radio kit over here on the side. And if you want to go ahead with Lena's help, she can assist you, Jim, to get the radio working. Will probably be a difficulty 2 repair and intelligence test. So it's not too hard. Again, it's not too damaged. Lena kind of chimes in and goes, Jim, I've been already running down to Terry's, grabbed a couple parts, the things I thought you might need for getting us back online. So maybe you and I could take a swing at it now, if you got the time.
Yeah, I'm all ready.
Go for it. So intelligence and repair is your test. You can spend as much AP as you want. 1, 2... Right now, you could add 2 die to your roll, but you could also buy 1 AP from me if you wanted to make it 3 extra.
I'll just do 2 extra.
Okay, then there you go. Taking it out of your pool. So you're going to roll 4 dice on that. Ooh!
Ah!
Jim, your lab coat lets you re-roll something, right?
I believe so.
So maybe you re-roll that 20, and if you want to spend any luck on it, you could... Okay, 1 success. Lena can toss in her 2. She's going to go ahead and roll. Wait, can I actually... Wait. Repair. And okay, so she gets actually a bonus probably on this. Oh! Lena got no successes on it.
Oh.
I think that as you guys are working on this, we're gonna go ahead and use that succeed at a cost mechanic. I think what Lena and you kind of determine is this radio is repaired enough to receive signal, but at this time is not repaired enough to transmit signal. I think Lena's realization when, you know, she has these parts and, you know, having conferred with Terry and all the rest is you don't have enough for the mobile transmitter. And many of you probably in the Fallout universe have already seen these mobile transmitters. It's one of those small, like, radio antennas that they sometimes self-mount in places. You might see them in military bases. Sometimes they stick them up on the roof of their little houses temporarily. But it's sort of one of those... like 2-3 foot antennas, and that the soldiers would have taken those outside of the APC, mounted up that, and gotten in touch if they needed to transmit themselves. And she goes, well, honestly, Jim, we gave it our best. I think we might be lucky that she can actually receive any signal, and that's half the battle too. I mean,
we don't happen to have any extra parts, do we? Like, because I was thinking about trying to fix up an antenna on the windmill to try to boost the signal.
Well, I don't know that you... Well, if you do something like that, you'd end up scavenging what you have from there. But I don't even know that we have enough of that sitting around.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's probably something we could try and gather from another place around here. But when it comes to this town, I mean, everything we got's already plugged in somewhere. I just don't know. I don't know that we got a lot for transmitters. That was kind of our problem to begin with, is that we didn't have much to broadcast back. What do you think? Any other ideas? Or should we just go on our way here and maybe check in with the gang? You need to get this windmill set up.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I'll keep poking around in here, seeing if there's any magic or miracles that I can work. I don't think there's gonna be. But you could crawl up there with the guys and see if they seem like they're ready. And up there you do see, you know, kind of... it's one of the settlers, the construction workers up there, kind of give you a wave, kind of indicating that you're good to go ahead and proceed with that. So if Jim wants to climb up there, you would be rolling again a repair and intelligence, but this is a difficulty 0, so any successes will go back to your pool, and any complications will not be good. No complications. 2 successes, easy.
Yes.
I'll put those back in your pool. So with that, you go ahead and easy work. You get the rest of it combined. In fact, recap for people that I think it was Jim's idea to begin with, that utilizing the construction of this building, this trade center, and putting the windmill on top of it so that it actually saved some parts in just building one on the next. I will throw it out there, Jim. You know what? If you... I kind of moved on from it a little quicker than I meant to, but you know, if you want to use luck to re-roll any of those numbers you did earlier, you could see if you get another success on that. You only needed 1 more success to get the radio working. So if you're willing to spend luck points to re-roll like the 18 or something like that from your roll, it wouldn't be unreasonable that you could find some transmitter parts maybe among something that Rusty's got, or maybe you'd even be able to make something of that happen out of the other kind of generator parts that you found earlier, but it would be sheer luck if you did so.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do a luck for that.
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll the 18. You need a 11 or under.
Oh!
He rolled a 12, folks.
Wow.
I mean, you could try the other two as long as you got luck points. You could re-roll the 13 and the other 12. I mean, it's all out there. But as you're digging through, you know, kind of touching base with Rusty there, he's like, I'm all spent out. I don't have anything like that. But, I mean, you need to either probably go to another military depot, probably snag one of theirs, or I don't know if there's any kind of, like, robotics places around here. Beyond Tom's, that is. He's probably spent out as well.
Yeah, all right. I'll put a pin on that for now, because I got to get back to this windmill.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. I like it. Let's go ahead with it. Get this windmill all ready and set up. So as you go up there, work with those guys, you know, you get those last pieces in there, and they kind of give it an initial spin, and there you go. Your windmill is spinning, and most importantly, the parts that you got, you're now taking that mechanical power and turning that into some battery operation, getting that hooked in with the grid. So now at this point, the town's got the one small generator and a windmill, which you can see actually, just in about a minute or so, a couple minutes of production of that power, you can see some of the extra lights come on in the streets, bringing it a little bit more glow into the nighttime here. And with that, Jim is welcome to go and do whatever you want to do now. If you want to go loop up with the other people, or you want to chat with any NPCs, you're welcome to do so.
Let's see. I think I'll just loop back up.
Okay, who you going and hanging out with? I don't know where Raven is. Raven, have you moved your character recently? Because she's still just sitting in the street. I think in the same place that she's been for a while. I'm just not sure where Raven's off to right now. Sam's down at he's talking to, why is drawing a blank? Jacob at the theater / medical clinic. Maybe
it
you
just
need
me?
to oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Is it just me, or is anyone else's map like kind of screwed up?
That's what Raven just said too. I'd suggest maybe restarting, like reopen the program. I'm just doing
That's
the
what I
same.
did. And it didn't fix it. Because you were saying Sam is over at the medical area, and I'm looking and I don't see Sam, and you were saying Raven's on the street, and Raven's not on the street on my map.
How weird. Alchemy doing its best. Hey, I can't help it. I like to bully Alchemy because it's not so great. They did a massive upgrade, they said, and I don't see it.
Mine was fine until y'all started talking about it. And then it glitched out, and then it went back. So mine's okay now.
Yeah, I see Raven. I'm putting those two together. I see Sam moving correctly.
Oh, now it's back for some reason.
Weird.
Strange.
Weird. Well, we'll cut to Sam. And Sam, you're in there talking to Jacob. Let's see. Do I have the sound effect? You go ahead and open the door.
Howdy, Jacob. How's it going? I got something nice for you, buddy.
Sam, as I live and breathe, you're back once again. Making a regular out of you, aren't we? What'd you bring?
Yes. Thankfully, no injuries this time. I reach into my sack and I hand him the microscope.
Wow. This thing looks pristine. Damn. Where'd you find this? This is in nice shape.
About that. Found it deep in an old government bunker.
Government bunker? Anything else good in there that we could pick off? I mean, this town's a little short on everything. But damn, this is good.
The thing is that I don't think we'd be taking it off, more so having to trade with the thing that is occupying that bunker.
Oh, this wouldn't happen to be that modus everyone's talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The AI that lives in the hills.
I don't think there's any looting anything from him.
It makes me a little nervous, if I'm going to be honest, but he let you have this.
Yes, sir, he did. He was kind enough to give it to us.
Well, this is a good step in the right direction. In fact, I'm pretty excited to get to work on this. Look, I got some extra supplies here. He reaches in and gives you, Sam, in return for this, 2 RadAway, 1 RadX, and a stim pack. He says, I think you guys could use this.
Oh, much appreciated.
We've been working on getting our supplies all sorted out here. Now that we got some extra trade coming into the town, I'm feeling much better about sparing some things. And honestly, with this sort of setup, we could maybe start fabricating our own supplies here soon enough. Well, not yet, but soon enough.
That sounds like a mighty fine dream.
Yeah, sorry.
Having enough not only for us, but also maybe to sell.
I think we're on our way to making this place. We could offer some extra assistance to you or really anyone else that needs it. And if you come by, I'm sorry to charge, but it would cost. Well, let's see, what does it cost here? So we can increase the rarity to a clinic. He says, we could heal up some injuries if you got any, and also we might be able to purge your rads. We've got enough of this sort of supply coming in. As long as we can keep the RadAway and RadX coming, people will be fine.
We could most definitely use that. We've been running into, surprisingly, a lot more radiated places than we expected around here.
Yeah, that's a hell of a time. You haven't caught any of those rad storms yet, have you?
Not quite.
Beast of a weather condition. I'll be honest with you, I'm perpetually worried that one of these days it's going to come up our way. I know other parts of this region do get hit with them. And if we got one in town here at this stage, we'd be screwed. So just cross your fingers the weather plays nice. We need to still get our food secured. I heard your friend's probably working on the power here. Once that's a little bit better, we need to just make it more hospitable for people.
I see all these new constructions happening and everything. If you're truly worried about that, maybe sometime in the future it wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe make some sort of storm shelter.
Well, now that's a good idea. That is a good idea. I'll be honest with you. My fear is a double layer. I'm really worried. One could stay inside for a rad storm, but I guess what really scares me is if we're staying inside for a rad storm for who knows how long, do we actually have the supplies for that? It feels like we're living very hand to mouth. Like everything we get, we have to use right away. I'm not any kind of worried about parting with these materials for you all. I think you need that. You've been out there on the way, and given Jim's injuries last time and Hell's Bell's condition, having some emergency supplies, better to keep you alive than coming back in the body bag or something. We don't want that.
I'm thinking hopefully, now that we got some trading coming back, that we could maybe build a little bit of a stockpile, but we will certainly get on some sort of production. we can get some more bodies here, get some more people helping, and ramp up production on a lot of different stuff. The possibilities are limitless.
Well, I'll tell you, first thing in the morning, I'm hearing from Tom that they're looking to do a town hall up in the church. It's become we've been working on that place a little bit too. It's maybe something you want to attend. Actually, I think you very much should. Don't know if he's caught you about that yet, but I'd recommend it.
We've heard about it. I'm sure we'll all be there.
Well, good. Okay. Well, you're welcome to stay here as long as you want, but I'm a little excited to go ahead and put this bad boy to work. See what I can find under this microscope.
Now, I did collect these samples from the jail and from the cafeteria. I don't know if it'll mean anything to you, but this is kind of the whole reason we started talking about this microscope to begin with. So if you want to try to put these on a slide, I wouldn't mind giving you some of it.
Oh, look at that. Look at you being all ingenious. Okay. Yeah, I can give these a look-see. That is a good first project for me. Deal. He takes them from you and slides them under and sort of already gets to eyeballing it.
Alrighty, I think that'll be all. Appreciate you, Jacob, as always.
Oh, absolutely, Sam. You stay safe out there, man.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we'll come back to you in one piece.
Deal. Let's make that happen. You go on out the door as you run into Jim. Sam and Jim.
How's it going, Jim?
Hey, Sam. Got done with the power. It should be on right now.
That was fantastic to hear.
Coming to check in with you just to see what you got planned.
I just gave Jacob the microscope. He's gonna check out some of that stuff so we can get to the bottom of this pink slime stuff. I'm thinking maybe we just meet back up with Raven. Maybe we can go ahead and grab a bite to eat, before we tuck in for the night.
Now, my mind is a little foggy from all the medications I was on this week, but that pink stuff was all that thing that Raven was addicted to, right?
Yeah, the food that we found.
Yeah.
I took some of the samples of the donut, and I also went down to the jail. I took some blood samples from someone who had been afflicted with it. They had basically turned into some type of feral ghoulification, but it's far different than anything we've seen before.
Well, let's hope Jacob can get to the bottom of whatever this is. Because that last thing I want is any more trouble coming our way.
Me too, because, if it's here, who knows where else it could be around here.
Right. Because remember when Raven consumed that mushroom and what problems it caused all over here?
Oh, for sure. We definitely don't want any other fiascos going on, and I'm worried about it, truth be told. I'm worried about the potential of something like this, find its way into Foundation or something.
Yeah.
But many other worries lie ahead of us for now. Let's go get that bite with Raven.
Of course, yes.
Head through the alleys and go to the cafeteria and meet up. See Rusty Dusty, and I see Raven. Hey guys, how's it going?
You go into the cafeteria. It's a pretty lively place this time of night. Lots of people also kind of doing their last meal of the evening. See Raven over there. She's sitting down with Rusty Dusty Bones as he's telling her. What did you hear them say, Raven? I heard big haul, lots of goodies, lots of loot, lots of death. That's what I heard. Sounds like my cup of tea. If you all go with the APC, guns blazing, take the town, take all the robots, and just blast them to hell and back. I think it could work with some amount of casualties on our part, but it could be a boat, and then we could travel. Or it could be a shipwreck, and we're stranded. What's worth it to you?
Big boom, I like that idea, Rusty.
I knew you would. That's why I was asking you. Did you see down there at the lumber mill when I was nebbing around while your friend Sam there was doing the chatting? I saw that they're sitting right on the water. They actually could be a trading partner of this town, you figure. I'd heard, by the way, back down, way down the coast, far away, that the raiders actually already have a bit of I guess a seafood establishment of sorts at the crazy Ohio River something rather adventure time goodness. Anyway, they got a bunch of stuff set up, and I think they got some, I don't know, crab haulers or something.
Like river trading, like in old tales moms used to tell.
That's right. I was saying to Sam, though, you gotta be careful because there could be river monsters. Well, there's definitely mirelurks. And where there's a mirelurk, there's probably a mirelurk queen. And where there's a mirelurk queen, well, I mean, there could be anything.
Let me ask you something, Rusty. You say that they got this entire little fishing setup going. Do the raiders have boats themselves?
I don't know that they use them. I've never been there myself. It's way far south. I see it on the map. But I've not had any raiders try and trade with me through a boat. A lot of people have things, meaning they've got a hunk of trash laying there. But does it function? You know, that Red Rocket Station had an APC, but it didn't really work. Hard to say. Look, I'll tell you honestly, though, those raiders that are back at my farm, those free radicals, their job was to pillage that wreck, and that didn't work out for them. They were already attacked before it happened.
So maybe they also wouldn't be inclined to go back as well.
Well, I don't have a great way to touch base with those guys. They're down at the farm still, but
Well,
you
I
got
mean,
a town of people. Or what were you saying?
I know we have a ton of people, but it just sounds like this could be pretty big. I worry about getting as many bodies that we can. But if you think that hope is enough, then I think we could do it.
I don't know what it takes to take out a bunch of... These are probably Mothman cultists, I imagine. Look, I've never even scouted the area out. I gotta make that clear. What I think could be a smart idea. And he puts on the table a flare gun, and he slides it across to Raven. He says, what I think might be a good idea is if our scout here went up ahead, saw what's going on, that we, the cavalry, with the APC and the Protectrons and such like that, we wait in the wings. And if it is a good spot, if it's a safe hit, she could fire off a flare. Sure, they're gonna see it, but not know what that means other than that there's someone out there needing help or looking or something. But if we go guns a-blazing, whip that APC in there, pow, 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 you could just blast them to high heaven. Hell, you could even deploy the freaking Protectrons right out of the back.
That is not a terrible idea either. I know you know nothing about fighting Mothman cultists, but we have someone here who might. Raven, do you know anything about them? Do you know what kind of formations they may have? Any tricks up their sleeve?
Raven, right as he asks you that question, you immediately hear in your mind what sounds like the wings of a Mothman as you have a brief but very vivid flickering insight. You feel as if for just a moment you're looking out of the eyes of Mothman cultists in your area, and you see one in power armor and you see another one walking around, and just about the time you turn your head to see another cultist, your vision snaps back to the present here, being asked that question.
They're one in big armorer, I see.
You see it?
The moth shown me.
I mean, that tracks.
It does? Would she have visions? Well, maybe you're all a little weirder than I thought. And I'm used to rolling.
Big armorer.
It could be the power armor from one of the dead raiders. They killed a free radical for it. How's this vision of yours work? How far do you see? What the heck? Is this real or is she losing it? Are you on chems? Because if so, I just need you to share a couple with me.
Some of the stuff we've seen Rusty with her, the truth is stranger than fiction.
Chems.
Yeah, you know, mentats, buff out, day tripper's my favorite. Some people like the heavy stuff. There's medics for having a good day, you know. They don't do much for me, to be honest, but, well, they keep me a little more sedate.
Never tooks those that sound like fun.
Well, here, I got a little bit for you, and he slides you a thing of day tripper. You can call this one on the house. For recollection's sake, Day Tripper reduces the difficulty of a charisma and luck test by 1. But it increases the difficulty of strength tests. It is a pre-war...
Okay, I take a hit.
Yeah, they're in a bottle here, so you can take this at your leisure. You can take it now. It is a mild pre-war relaxant and hallucinogen. Day Tripper was favored by Americans seeking a brief escape from reality. The resulting high made users more laid back and relaxed while also making them less inclined to exert themselves physically. It was popular among many social groups during the stresses of the Great War, food riots, and general societal problems in the years before the bombs fell. There you go. You can take that whenever you want.
Thanks, Rusty.
Oh, no problem. Look, you're going into the jaws of death for me, so, well, I mean, for us, I guess. You get it, your boat. Oh, she downs the whole bottle. Okay. Well, that is a very... Do you use... What's your bow attack again? Do you use strength and athletics, is that right? If she uses strength and athletics for her bow, that's gonna be very... Okay, well, your bow attacks are a level more difficult. Okay. So Raven, your scout, is now on hallucinogens. And she's charismatic, and what was the other one? Lucky. But definitely she kind of got jelly arms at this stage.
Oh, see light, Sam.
You're already seeing a lot of
Oh, goodness. You might need to get to sleep, Raven.
You know what, though? It wouldn't be a bad idea if you wanted to go shopping before you go to sleep. I heard you got yourself a couple of caps, and you could do more with your charisma, so...
She mentioned that this cultist had power armor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, depending on the type of power armor, I don't know what model it is, but I'm presuming that if it came from Raiders, it was probably even Scavenger as well.
Probably.
But they had a known flaw in the chest plate. So if maybe we could get a lucky shot off of that, we might be able to take it out pretty swiftly.
That's a fair point. And you could also just hit him with a freaking 105 millimeter cannon to the chest plate. Just a thought.
Most definitely true, but also hoping we get lucky with that.
Well, I guess that's true. If you get the shot, you might be able to take the power armor, pieces of it that are working. I don't know if you're
That's
the type to wear power armor, but you might find another fusion core in there, though I'm doubting it's going to be fully charged, just as a thought.
It may not be a bad thing not to blow it to smithereens, though. I mean, it might be worth at least its weight in scrap.
Well, look, I'll see what I can scrounge up for you all. Maybe another little bit of ammo or something to go around. What sort of ammo you all using these days? Let me know the type, and I'll come back with an extra cash for you.
I'm in some pretty desperate need of some shotgun shells, and maybe extra 45 if you can spare it.
Shotgun shells, 45, okay. Jim, Sam, Raven, what are you two looking at? Looking all rusty fine.
Mr. Rusty, I need a something make fire. You have anything for me? I have 200 caps, also a right arm like leather.
Oh, that's interesting. You want something that makes fire, like a fire starter, to like light things? Is that what you're saying?
Like a flamer.
Oh.
That's what I thought.
You want a flamer.
Yeah.
Flamers are heavy weapons, I believe. They are... Sam could go ahead and roll a luck test to see what they got here. So if you want to roll combat dice equal to your luck level, which I think is 7, and then the amount of effects you get will dictate his level of like what he's got. Oh, that's wonderful. He goes, a flamer. Well, it just so happens I've got a big old chest back there with a flamer in it. Now, usually they go for about 137 caps, but who's counting? You could maybe talk me down a little bit on that if you'd be so inclined. Maybe I could also find some leather armor for your right arm. Oops.
Here, take my caps. Does that come with ammo too?
Yeah. I didn't come empty-handed. So let's see. What different policies? This is a heavy incinerator in the game. That's a higher level one though. So the flamer, I'll go ahead and share this page with you guys in the Discord here. So there's the flamer. And it uses, so again, it's a big gun. It's I don't know if you have any points into that, but it is a big gun. It uses flamer fuel ammo, which you could roll. So it's going to be 12 fuel plus 6 combat dice worth is what he'll have on. You could buy more from him. I don't see a cost. Oh, cost is 1. Oh, I mean, cost, I guess, of ammo is very cheap in this game. If it's, or is it? I don't understand if they're. I need to look in the rules or something someday, because it says the fuel costs 1, and I'm not sure if that means 1 for every 12 plus 6 combat dice, or if it means that'd be like 12 caps plus whatever the next number is. It doesn't really matter in this case because the cost of it's so low. He's just going to give it to you, one amount. If you want to buy more, you can buy more fuel, Raven. That's fine, too. Yeah, look, we could go back to the stall and dig it out of the chest. It's there. We could do that for you, no problem. We get Sam his shotgun shells. And Jim, what did you want? You pick a thing?
I don't need anything right now.
No ammo for Jim. Really?
No.
Okay, well, then we'll definitely dig the stuff out for Sam, the second amount.
Let me ask you something, Rusty. Do you happen to have a hunting rifle as well?
A hunting rifle? I think so. I've got, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've got, actually, he probably has a legendary hunting rifle. Let me see, because he was trying to get rid of one. Did he give you guys a legendary hunting rifle earlier, too? I can't remember.
Maybe. I know that Raven has a hunting rifle of sorts.
Yes, I have it.
I don't know if you're just looking for another one on top of that, or if you want that one from her, but either is cool. And I'm just trying to see. Aha! Legendary armor roller and legendary weapon roller. Aha. Okay, so this is a big gun. That one looks a little confusing as an effect. How do I re-roll that one? Sorry. He has a... Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that would have been... I'm rolling for the wrong... Oh, I'm rolling for the wrong thing. This is a small gun. Sorry. He has what's called a Defiant hunting rifle, and he's looking to get about 100 caps for it. Defiant, it says the weapon is deadly to the last shot. Once per scene, when you spend the maximum amount of ammo for the weapon's fire rate, you may declare the weapon is empty after that attack. If you do so, the weapon inflicts +2 combat dice worth of damage. You must spend a minor action to reload the weapon before it can be fired again. Does this actually work on the hunting rifle? I'd like that effect. It sounds weird and it sounds very situational, but I just want to make sure that would work. Because the hunting rifle, how much ammo can it actually? It has a fire rate of 0. So I don't know, you can actually have that on there. When you spend the maximum amount of ammo for the weapon's fire rate, which would just be you're not spending any more, you may declare the weapon is empty after that attack, and so you have to manually reload it. Defiant sounds cool. You know what? You're going to have an option here. You can have either Defiant or the next one that rolls that's interesting here. Or Kneecapper. This sounds neat. I'm going to share this in the thing, and I'll read this out loud, too. Kneecapper is the weapon does exactly as its name promises. When the weapon is used to make an attack that hits the leg, it causes a critical hit if it inflicts 3 or more damage. Ooh, I think that one's cooler, to be honest. That's GM perspective, but I think that sounds cool.
Yes, Kneecapper.
Well, I have a hunting rifle. It's called the Kneecapper. You could buy it. I want at least 100 caps for it. You want the other thing? That's going to cost you 130, give or take. Now, you can try and win him over, Raven, if you want to do a speech and charisma test.
I most definitely want to try.
Yeah, so if Raven's going to try it first, you could assist her. Difficulty 2. He's not making it too difficult. Raven, your drugs will do you extra on this. You get to, what was it? reduce the difficulty of a test. So it goes from a 2 to a 1 for you to haggle Rusty. Oh gosh, you have to do an addiction roll. Let's see how that works. Chem addiction. You roll a number of combat dice equal to the number of doses you've taken this session. If you roll a number of effects that equals or exceeds that chem's addiction number, you have become addicted. Okay, so you need to roll 1 combat dice, Raven, to see if you're addicted to Day Tripper. It has an addiction level of 1. So go ahead and roll yourself a combat die whenever you're ready.
Mr. Rusty, could you please give me some more ammo, Petty, please? You are the best ghoul in Waste.
Ah, smoozing me. Well, you need to do 2 things, Raven. You're gonna roll your barter and charisma. I'm probably saying that wrong. I think it's barter. And then you're gonna run that 1 combat die. Sorry, Kyle's got a dozen screens up at the moment. Yeah, barter and charisma. Ooh, 0 successes on that. Look. Okay, good. You're not addicted. Whew. Look, I'd love to help out, but I've already given you Day Tripper, and a ghoul's got to make some profits here and there. Look, your cart's shaping up to be 240 caps. That's not bad. Anyway, I know you're sitting on a nice 200, and you're
Okay, I have 250.
For the record, Sam could try and broker this deal for you, too.
Listen, Rusty. We helped you out with the caravan. It's been a long, hard road. Took us a lot to get there. You know that our relationship is symbiotic, and it's beneficial. The more caps we have, the more caps you'll end up with.
Right. Well, you're welcome to roll. Difficulty 2, Sam.
Barter and charisma?
Yeah, barter and charisma, and you can do your extra ability too. Oh!
I will re-roll it.
He got a 2 and a critical failure. 2? Oh my god. Nice! Good looking out there. So with that, he goes, no problem. I can hook you guys up with this, and you'll be on your way. Just briefly above board, and not to rush people through any of this, but we do kind of have maybe an option based on time here. We got about 45 minutes of game left. So if it's kind of up to the team here if you guys want to try and fit in some combat tonight. If so, you probably will need to kind of lay low and just keep to the mission in order to get there and have, somewhat of a combat tonight. Or you guys could spend the rest of the 45 minutes, however long you want, preparing for next week, meaning you could spend some more time with Rusty and the gang, buying and selling. That's all completely okay. You can meet up at the meeting tomorrow and spend a little more time there. Otherwise, we'll kind of just gloss over that meeting tomorrow and let it be something you come back to. In fact, maybe it's something even that the town kind of postpones in urgency of this kind of more immediate quest. That's something you guys can all decide now amongst yourselves and vice versa. But just so you know, there's a little less than 45 minutes.
My thought is that I kind of was excited to hear the meeting. I was thinking that, I mean, it's already nighttime as well, so perhaps, there's that house, or that building that was unexplored, that we could check out and hope, and who knows what kind of thing might be in there for us to fight if there is something, and then we'd have combat, and we still would be able to kind of do the meeting and everything next time we come back.
Works for me. Works for me. So Sam, you were able to knock 20% off of that price. So Kyle does math. So he'll do it for 190 caps. Is what it'll take from you for that big for a flamer, fuel, which is the 12 plus. You need to roll the 6 combat dice next, Raven, to see how much. And he'll get you that hunting rifle as well, the legendary one.
Is that 308 ammo for that?
For the flamer? Oh, for the hunting rifle.
No, for the hunting rifle.
Do I have it open still? Yes, correct. Ooh, not great roll for that one. So it's 12, it's 14. You get 14 flamer ammo there, Raven. 14 flamer ammo. That could have turned out better if the dice had been a bit kinder to you. You could have gotten a lot, but the dice are fickle mistress. What else we got? Anything else people need to do in here with Rusty?
No.
Okay. Then you guys can decide what you want to do. You got the town in front of you. You know where you're going, what you're doing. Feel free to set us on any direction that you want to go to. It is probably, like you said, bedtime if you want. Sleep away the night, I should say. Or you can go raid that place in the middle of the night, whatever you want to do.
I'm down to raid it. Did I get any shotgun shells? I mean, we don't have to worry about it right now.
Rusty has not left to go get that stuff yet, no.
I just mean, like, do I need to roll for him or anything?
Yeah, you'll need to roll. Oh, that's not the right thing here. What does it say? You need to roll 3 combat dice. It's gonna be 6 plus whatever your result is. Six plus 1, 7 combat. Shotgun shells. That's where I'm looking for. 7 shotgun.
Thank you, sir.
Not a problemo.
But I'm ready to check out this house if y'all are, after we get everything, after we get all our purchases.
I'm good on my side. I don't know if Jim and Raven are good.
No, we're good. I mean, at least I'm good.
Okie doke. Well, Sam has made his way down the street to the post office. Raven, can you move your character yet? Because I don't know. I mean, I just did.
Nope.
I don't know what to do for you. I'm not going to be good at moving that. So I'm not sure what to tell you. Maybe, did you restart your alchemy and everything? It looks like Jim and Sam have theirs working, so I'm not sure.
Yep, many times.
Well, Well, I don't really know what to tell you on that one. I'm not, like I said, I'm not very good at moving your character for you because I got some other things I got to worry about. So you're going to have to be really on the ball about telling me specifically where you're standing, which is unfortunate for you. But you could try. One last thing is deleting that one token and add another one. I added a new one. Maybe you can move that one better or something. Can you move any of the tokens? And maybe it has to do with your UI, like maybe you're clicked into something that's like not allowing you to use the graspy hand. I've had that happen to me before.
No, the map won't show at all.
You can't see anything that's going on. Huh. I don't know, Raven. Why Sam's have a little, like, sync icon above his head, too? On my screen, Sam's got, like, a little... I don't know what that is. Like, it's a synchronization icon. Sync view. I don't know what that means. Well, that's all I got for you tonight. Is that. So make of it as you will. If you guys want to raid that, I don't know if Raven's really with you all. She can't see anything apparently that's going on. So I don't. As a GM, I'm not sure what to tell you guys exactly on that. So if you want to do that, that's completely your choice, everybody.
I'm down. We can look at this screen as well to see what's going on the Twitch.
Sure. She will be a little bit behind, but yeah. So Sam, you go ahead up to the door. You're going in?
I suppose so.
And there you go. Whoa, the stream is
ready.
having a terrible time, whatever that was about. That was the computer being silly. Sorry, people at home. There was no reason for that. I hate Windows for a reason. Just tweaking out. Oh, there it goes again. There's no reason for that. What the heck? Is it not like... So my one Windows computer that's doing nothing except encoding the stream is having a meltdown whenever I, remove the fog? If I place fog... Whoa, wait. We're just doing it in general all the time now? Hold on. Computer, why are you doing that? Is it related to this if I click... I don't know. Freaking Windows, man. There's no I don't know. Sorry, everyone at home that's watching this later. I have no idea why it was just like eating so much bandwidth on that's the computer just encoding having an issue. Anyway, it should be okay-ish now. Sorry about that. So Sam, you go in there and it's a pretty basic post office. Not too much to report in the front area. There's just sort of an evacuated space. No bodies or anything meaningful laying around. There's registers, there's phones, there's an astoundingly awesome Tales magazine sitting there on the countertop. And if you guys want to loot this room, you could certainly do that.
It's safe for now, everyone. Y'all can go ahead and come check it out.
Oh, your microphone has changed. Yours is no longer using your mic you were on before. So Jim's going in there with you. Raven, are you in there or where are you going? Again, you're going to have to be really proactive about telling me this. Just otherwise, we're going to be here all night if I have to ask every couple minutes.
Going in right behind Sam.
Okay. So you guys go in. Like I say, pretty normal post office. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Are people's intentions to loot the room, go into the back? You all know how to loot a building at this stage. I don't think I have to explain how that works to anybody. Although I think we're pretty well having tech issues at this point in the night. So I think if they get worse, we probably should just wrap it up for this session. Because Raven can't see the map and Sam's mic's not working, so... How are we sounding there, Sam?
Get the sage.
Nothing to do with my side, thank goodness, for once. Well, except for whatever just happened on the playback for the stream. That was dumb. When are we going to ban Windows computers permanently? That's my dream. This guy says my mic isn't being picked up for some reason. Yikes.
Wow.
Well, again, it might just be a good spot to put a cap in it for the night. I think that's probably a pretty decent idea, all things being said and done. Raven, I don't know if you added any of that stuff to your inventory, but you need to do that. Everything you got from Rusty there. Again, as a warning, though, yes, we can. As a warning,
Yeah, okay,
you don't use big. I don't think you have any perks into big guns yet, right? So that's something you might need to build out over time. I mean, you can use it, but it's going to come at sort of a disadvantage for you. But yes, we can hear you now.
Hopefully everything's fixed. Thank you for your patience.
Indeed. I was just saying, if we have more tech problems, we should probably just call it for the night, seeing as we're down to 30 minutes here. Otherwise, we'll end up compressing the rest of that stuff for all of you, which I'd rather not do.
For sure. Do y'all just want to loot this room?
I'm good with it.
Go for it. I think you guys know what you're rolling.
Sure.
See anything nice in here, Raven?
I'm looking for which magazine that is.
That's a good roll.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. All you find in this place, there's a Fancy Lad snack cake, a Dandy Boy apples, and one purified water. Plus one copy of the Astoundingly Awesome Tales, but I don't know which copy that is. I don't know that I have a roller for that. Sorry, I was not prepared to go into this place at all tonight. So I don't have any. I will warn, again, maybe it is a better one to wait on this, because I don't have any of this place created for you guys. So there's no loot table or anything for here. Yeah, I don't think I've... It is the Mad Russian's Revenge is the copy of the Astoundingly Awesome Tales. So if someone wants to add that to their inventory. I did not say to change the name of that. Are you kidding? Go back. There we go. Oof. Silly notion. So that's a +2 poison resistance. I don't know if you got that one before. I think that one you might have, actually. It sounds very familiar.
Hey Jim, I found some food and book for you.
Oh, wow. I'll take it. Why not?
We'll just say the door to the back is jammed up and we can't go any further for now.
I think that's a good idea. And then we can leave it for another time. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have the other fights and things planned for you guys, but not anything here in town. So there's nothing else pre-gen for you to do. That's what I was saying. If you just want to spend the rest of the time trading or anything like that, I know Jim has 200 and some caps. Sam has 200 and some caps. That way you can just come back next time and get straight into the combat stuff or the town meeting, in fact. I probably am going to have to...
But the door is jam up, Sam and Jim. Maybe we should head back to Tom's.
I think we're going to have to start ending these ones around 10:30 in the future as well, because it gets kind of loud with my friends settling in and stuff like that upstairs. So I think if we want to start a half an hour early in the future, we could do that, but I think we're going to have to wrap them around 10:30 about. So just as a warning for folks in the future. And I think this is a really good spot to just call it for the night. You guys can decide on the rest of your activities next time and come back at it that way with fresh eyes in 1 week. Next Sunday, that is whatever date that is. I don't have that in front of me. The 30th or something? Yeah, it's the 30th. Sunday the 30th, everybody. So in the sake of getting out of here in good timing, I'd recommend you all go check out the YouTube page where you can catch up on all of the 7+ episodes that we already have up here. Sorry for all the technical difficulties here towards the end. Sorry that ate a bit of our time, but we all had, I think all but Jim had a technical issue here at the end. Myself, Sam, and Raven all at once. So it seems like a really good time to just, again, wrap it up for the night. Thank you all for attending. Our players all got back to Hope. They've got some of their quests underway. Also, now that the radio, or not the radio tower, but now that the windmill is set up, Tom probably owes you guys a couple extra caps for doing that as well. But next time we could pick up with their planning meeting, which is sort of just going to be a recap of what quests you have on your plate, because there are a few open-ended ones. So I guess as homework, I would say to the team, 2 things. 1, if you've got any open-ended quests still in your your quest book or anything like that, bring those next time. Bring notes of that stuff. Make yourself a note, because there's things I might forget. But I have a list of a couple things that they're looking to do, and you guys can decide in the next one how many troops you want to take with you into the next fray. What else? I think that's kind of it. You guys can go from there next week. Anyone else have any concluding thoughts for the night?
I do not. I had a wonderful time. I thank everyone for being here and for watching.
Yes. Yes. Second and thirded. Well, everybody, thank you again. We appreciate you joining in. Like I said, we might have to wrap these a little bit earlier in the future here, which is okay. And we'll come back next time. We'll do that planning mission, and they can decide if they want to go out on the adventure. You could either go after those cultists. You could go after, well, there's 2 sets of cultists. You can go to either one, or you could go looking for parts for the APC radio antenna thing or anything like that. But we'll hope for better tech things in the future. And if you guys get the chance, go check out the Instagram. There's a TikTok. Mostly everything's up on Substack, though. That's the place you should start your adventure. So go to tftfallout.com, where you can get links to everything. And you can go from there. We're posting new YouTube shorts every day, new Instagram reels, and new TikTok videos every single day. There's about 1 to 2 each day. So you can get involved with that, share a couple of them out. There's even a giveaway tonight, and I wanted to announce the winner of that today. I was doing them separately as one giveaway on TikTok and one over on Instagram, but I decided to compile them. And the winner of this one for the $20 gift card is going to be Cosplay Command Center over on Instagram. They tagged their friends and shared it out a couple days ago. So I'm going to get in touch with Cosplay Command Center for a $20 Bethesda gear gift card. And that's some of the magic of just participating, sharing things, and tagging friends. We'll have more of those in the future. I am certain of it. So look out for that. There's a cute Mothman plush up on the shop there, Raven. So who knows what she gets.
Congratulations.
Indeed. Congrats. I don't have any congratulatory
Oh,
music.
nice. By the Mothman.
That's right. By the Mothman. I like it, Raven. By the Mothman.
Or else.
Hey, actually, do we know before we go, which copy of Astoundingly Awesome Tales did you guys get before? Was it the Mad Russian's Revenge already? That sounds so familiar. Who has it? One of you has a copy. If you already have that one, I'm just going to give you a different one here.
I only have Grynath the Barbarian, Mala of Mars.
Got you. Maybe that's the one I'm getting confused with.
I don't remember us getting an astonishingly awesome Tales.
It's this specific poison resist that made me think of it. Maybe I already swapped it.
I have Guide to Hunting Commies.
Maybe that could be why I'm really thinking of it. Sorry. Well, the poison damage resistance sounded very familiar too. The Mad Russian's Revenge it is. Sounds like it. A Guide to Hunting Commies. What a book.
I found 2 already.
Wow.
I'm sure that book will come to bookstores near you here soon.
Oh my god, IRL. Literally. They already have some of that. I actually saw there's like a crazy conservative book out there that's a very similar name. It's like how the Marxists have taken over and what we need to do to hunt them. And jeez. Raven, there's a book for you.
If J.D. Vance could read.
There's a book here for you. The Appalachian Squirrel Massacre. 1 item of cooked food you make and eat heals +3 HP. I don't know. It's a weird one. That's part of the Backwoodsman series.
Peanut, no.
Yes. Homesteading Horror. Reduce the difficulty of crafting a weapon by 1. Wow. Raven's gonna say her.
Trump hate peanut.
There you go. Okay, and on that note, everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Again, we'll catch you next Sunday, unless there's any kind of weird technical issues or errors. Otherwise, we'll meet up with you then. So you all have a very good night, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Okay.